Hiya and welcome to this video of Usan, Sandy Braes, Scurdie Ness, Lighthouse, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. This is Usan. I'll put a write-up in with a video so you can read about the area. This is sort of the old mill. Used to have a water wheel, like a baking mill, I suppose, and no other sort I can think of, but you can see where the stream goes past, where the paddles have been, and so on and so forth. And that's the kitchens, huge ovens. I suppose if you bake a lot of bread, you need a lot of ovens. But this is like a little fishing port, a little harbour. There's only a farmhouse near here, so look at the size of the place. And that in the distance there is the Scott Mausoleum, where a lot of the Scots that were members of the families at Usan House are commemorated. That old gate is on the inside. There's the stream. I dare say there must be a way of controlling it further upstream where I can't get to, because this goes down obviously to the sea, and that's what drove the water wheel. You can see the spindles used to sit on that wall there. They are. And then it used to drive the grinding wheels, I assume. Bear in mind, I'm only guessing. I wasn't here 200 or 300 years ago. But I've been reading about it, and that's how the setup was. I used to think it was something to do with Fishtown of Usan, but it isn't. It's just part of the Usan group. This is something chapel of Usan. It'll be in the write-up anyway. Chapel Mill of Usan, that's what it is. And you can see they've even had work done on it when it was in existence. One of the arches there has been blocked off with stone way back in the day. I assume I'm in where they stored the bread. I'm only guessing, but look at these arches. The walls have all fallen down and the arches are still there, by virtue of the fact that they're all leaning on each other, and that's what keeps them up. Now the next one along, you can see it's been blocked in, but with the same stonework. They've just let it fall to bits like they do with lots of old property in Scotland. Well, lots of old property everywhere. They're not in a rush to build here. So there's a lot of buildings, about 2-3 big ones, and the little Scott Mausoleum. The mausoleum had nothing to do with the mill whatsoever. You'll see in a moment when I get over there. And it's just a remembrance to the Scott family. They may still be at Usan, I don't know. But the stonework's impressive. That's still standing. Now one of those little openings were for the drive shafts off the mill wheel. There's nobody around to ask now, so it's all supposition. But they line up, and they would be driven from outside, so maybe they had several things going on here. This is the Scott Mausoleum. Obviously been let to go to rack and ruin, so any Scots still alive, they'd be ashamed of themselves. They should have done it up. And I'll show you a few of the gravestones, or the commemorative stones. Some you can read, some you can't. The sunlight doesn't help. There you are. Thomas Graham Scott. Another one there. Archibald Scott. Margaret Walker. Graham Scott, Commander Thomas Scard Scott. Nah, can't read that one. This is the main centrepiece as you came in. Some nice stone carvings. Obviously a coat of arms. All in Latin, and at the bottom there's carvings of the death masks or skeletons and so on, sort of saying whoever here's dead. 1700s, 1795. You can see they used to pull the boats up here because they've still got the old winch there in that little opening in front of you. Scott Mausoleum, and right in the distance, Scurdie Ness Lighthouse, and the entrance to Montrose Harbour, or Montrose and Ferryden Harbour. This is what passes for the beach here. There's not a lot of sand just here, but further to the left is sandy braes, and they do have some sand, hence why it's called Sandy Braes. I think it means sandy hills, not necessarily a sandy beach. Now we'll go back and look how this water, it goes underneath that building after where I said the water wheel was, and this is where it comes out. There's not enough force here now to drive a water wheel, but maybe further up the watercourse they've got it held back by damming, I don't know. Or maybe it can only do it when it's in flood. This is another one of the buildings that's not used and just been left. And yet it's got a slated roof on the house part to the left there. The barns, the outside buildings have got asbestos sheeting, which is why probably nobody wants to go in there. Asbestos isn't great for your health. Lovely view. You wouldn't mind renting that for £10 a week on holiday if it was in better condition. I'm going to look in the windows now because I'm nosy. They've got a bit of damp. And one or two holes in the roof, but I've slept in worse accommodation. I can't remember due to old age and a bad memory, but trust me, I know I have. My pals remind me of things. Another window and a swinging light cable switch. It's probably one of the ghosts. Oh, did I not tell you it's haunted? Haunted. Well worth a visit. Especially just the old gates are interesting. Now round here, this is towards Sandy Braes. There's a natural water trap. I call it a swimming pool because I've actually been in it as a kid. And that was 60 odd years ago. I've got photos my mum took, the old black and white ones on a box brownie, swimming in there. There's one little opening that lets the water in and lets the water out. So when the tide's in, you've got a swimming pool. Yeah, okay, it's a bit rocky, but you know what kids are, we didn't care. Oh, there's Scurdie Ness Lighthouse again. And there it is again. Gets about a bit. This isn't that swimming pool area, by the way. It's another area. But there's a swimming pool behind me. The water's not got up high enough to get in yet. But I will show you the opening. There it is. Right in front of you. 12 o'clock. And the water comes in and the water goes out. So it changes at least twice a day. Now that's pretty cool. I always think it should be packed, and I found it as a kid coming on holiday to Montrose. But never mind. Children are protected from enjoying themselves nowadays. And that's the end. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up or a comment and subscribe and you'll know what I'm up to. Bye.